Joined now by our male high school athlete of the week, presented by Distinct Inc. It is Vincent Rosas of Mays Wrestling, off to a really good start this season. Won a tournament last week to kick off 2025. Vincent, how has the season gone so far, and how do you feel like you guys are going to go into 2025?
Yeah, the season started off strong. We've been working hard over this break to try and better ourselves. So I think it's going to be a good season from here on out.
Yeah. For you guys coming out of that break, an extended break with some of the weather and everything, but how have you guys been able to stay in shape over the winter break?
We've been getting into the high school room and days we couldn't get in. We'd put in our own work, try and get in work by ourselves, just stay in shape.
Yeah, you got off to a really good start this season, 21-2. You won the Derby Invitational last week. Talk to me about that tournament and how things were going for you as a individual.
Yeah, I just wanted to go out there and try and put up points at my first couple matches, and then as the tournament went on, started facing tougher competition. And finals match, that was a rougher one because I didn't perform as much as I would like to.
Yeah.
But still got the W. So
Yeah, that's what matters. That's always what's important for you. You talk about going for points. Is that kind of your strategy going into a match? Just go out and get points? Or I know that wrestling is a little bit of a weird sport in terms of, how it's kind of an individual sport, kind of a team sport. For you, what's your approach going into a match?
Mainly to break them, but putting up a lot of points is a good way to break them. And break them mentally, physically.
Yeah. And how have you done that so far this season? What's been working for you on the mat?
I've been starting to get into my hand fight a lot more, like clubbing them.
Yeah.
And that decreases their morale a lot.
And for you, you're currently ranked as the number 2 wrestler all classes at your weight class. Do you look into those kind of things? How much do you follow that, and how much does it mean to have that high of a ranking?
No, I don't like to pay attention to it. I feel like it adds more pressure, but it's cool, I guess.
Yeah. When did you kind of get into wrestling? How did you start wrestling, and what kind of inspired you to continue when you were in high school?
Yeah, I started when I was little. It was mainly because I thought I was going to play football when I grew up. So I started wrestling, and then figured I was better at wrestling, so I've just stuck with it ever since.
Yeah. When did you kind of know that you were good at wrestling? When did things, start to click for you? Everybody kind of talks about, things got easier for me when this happened. Is there something that you look back on at your wrestling career when things got a little bit easier for you? You started to become really good?
I was probably around 8. I've been wrestling pretty good since then, but I don't know how it just started getting easier. I've been putting in work.
Yeah.
I've been trying to break myself in every practice.
Yeah.
So I think that helps.
Yeah, of course. What's your favorite move on the mat? What do you like to do? What's kind of your go-to on the mat?
My favorite move is called a high crotch.
Okay. Can you explain that for us?
It's where it's like almost a single leg shot, but
Okay.
you shoot in between their legs and then circle around to a single leg and pull that up.
Okay, gotcha. And for you, what do you enjoy the most about wrestling? You talked about breaking the opponent, breaking yourself. What do you enjoy the most? What brings you the most joy when you're out there?
The most joy I get is when I see my teammates on the side of the mat cheering for me and just being around them.
Yeah.
I think it helps me a lot.
Yeah. Looking at this year's team, what does this team have in store for the rest of the season? I know that wrestling is more of an individual sport, but obviously a great team sport, a lot of camaraderie. Who on the team is kind of standing out this year so far, aside from yourself?
Yeah, one of the people that I think is standing out is Cooper Smith. He's recently started on varsity this year, and he's beating some pretty good kids. He's ranked number 1 right now. But yeah, I think he stood out to me.
Yeah, and in practice and everything, iron sharpens iron is the common adage. How do you kind of continue to push yourself day in and day out when you're already one of the best wrestlers in the state? Is there anybody in practice that you kind of go to, whether it be Cooper or anybody else on the team?
I've been trying to start beating my coaches. Yeah.
How many of them are in your weight class?
They're all heavier by 10 pounds. My head coach is 20 pounds heavier, but I like it.
Yeah. And for you being at I believe you're at the 126 weight class, correct? 132. Is that kind of the weight you want to be at, that you always want to wrestle at? Because, some people can jump weight classes. They want to go down to weight classes. How is it managing your weight? Are you at the position you want to be at right now?
Yeah, I like this weight class, but I would like to put on some more muscle later on.
Yeah. And you're just a sophomore, so kind of talk about the growth that you've had from last year to this year, some of the learning curves that you've had to endure.
Yeah, my biggest thing was the hand fight part. When I was in elementary, there was no hand fighting. It was all distance. And then once I got to high school, I realized pretty quickly that hand fighting was going to be a big deal.
Yeah. What are some of the lessons that you've learned from wrestling, whether it be on the mat, off the mat? What people always talk about the lessons they learn from sports. What are some that you have learned through your time wrestling?
Uh, One of them is to get my chores done right away. It's that discipline part.
Yeah.
It's get it done right then, do it right,
Yeah.
and work hard.
Yeah. For you, pre-match routine, what does that kind of look like for you? You kind of have to be one of the earliest ones out on the mat since you're such a lower weight class. What does a pre-match routine look like for you? When do you start warming up? What do you like to do to get yourself in the headspace to go out in there and break the opponent?
Yeah, I don't really start warming up till later because I feel like I psych myself out a lot. So basically, when I start warming up, I'll just stretch and try and calm my mind down.
Yeah. Is there any, you have headphones in or you listen to music? What do you like to listen to?
I'm always listening to rap.
Okay. Any artist in specific?
J. Cole.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay. And what are you kind of telling yourself in your head during a match? I know your coaches are usually, saying something to you. When I think about it, it's usually like it's inner monologue that you're kind of talking to yourself. What are you telling yourself during a match, when things are going well and maybe when things aren't going so well?
So I kind of like talk myself through the match. I'll like tell myself what is there and what's not. And that's basically it.
Yeah.
I just like to wrestle.
Yeah. What are some of your?
I don't think much.
Yeah. What are some of your goals for the season? When maybe it's a team goal, individual goal. You're just a sophomore, so a lot of wrestling in your future. But what's some of your goals for the year?
My goal is to win state and then eventually move on to like the summer tournaments and start winning some of those.
Yeah.
hard
Do you?
ones.
Yeah. Do you have any mentors or people that you look up to throughout your time as a wrestler that kind of been inspirations for you?
My coach, he's been coaching me for around 11 years now, so we have a closer bond.
Yeah.
But he's helped me a lot.
Yeah. What motivates you? What continues to get you up out of bed, gets you out to the mat on a bad day at school? What kind of motivates you?
The main thing is wrestling for so long, you learn how to embrace the grind, and I feel like without that, something's just off.
Yeah.
I have to always do something hard, and that's where wrestling comes in.
Yeah. Pro wrestling wise, do you watch much pro wrestling?
I watch Olympic wrestling.
Okay. Do you have a favorite wrestler? Anybody that you kind of like model your style after?
Yeah, I've been recently watching Ono.
Uh-huh.
He won the U20 world champ,
Okay.
and I love his style.
Yeah.
I've been trying to learn it, but
And like when it comes to facing an opponent, you probably have scouting reports and everything. Do you like to watch film or anything? How do you get prepared for an opponent, or is it just a nameless, faceless opponent?
I'm not a big film guy. That psychs me up too much. It's basically all in my head before the match, but
Yeah. For you seem to be a guy that's all about wrestling, What is something you like to do to kind of take your mind away? Maybe a hobby that you like to enjoy or anything like that?
yeah, if I'm not wrestling, I'm probably on my PlayStation playing Call of Duty or Fortnite.
Okay, gotcha. And for you, what's maybe like an interesting fact, something somebody like may not know about you personally?
When I'm cutting weight, I watch a ton of cooking reels on Instagram.
Okay, why is that? What goes into that?
I think it's like my brain, something to do with seeing cooked food. It just helps.
What's your favorite like cheat day food that when you're like season ends, buzzer on the last match goes off? What is the first thing you're ordering at a McDonald's or a place that you might not have eaten during the season?
Yeah, Old Chicago Meet Me calzone.
Okay, gotcha. So a calzone, not a pizza.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Any particular reason?
I don't know. I've just fell in love with those recent.
Well, congratulations, and hopefully there are plenty of meat calzones in your future, Vincent. You've been a great wrestler this year, and congratulations. You're our Male High School Athlete of the Week.
Thank you.